Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about how you can bond a couple of internet connections that you might have at your home or business. For some people this may not make a lot of sense, but for those of us that have high bandwidth needs, one single internet connection just isn't going to cut it. So in my particular setup I have two cable modem connections, and I needed a device or an application that would bond those connections for me. And in an ideal world, I was hoping that the device would actually aggregate the connections so that if I open up a web browser and I establish a single HTTP connection for a download, for example, that I could use the full capacity that I have on both my cable internet connections. But that is not how these devices work. They don't actually aggregate your connections, they bond them. Now, the flip side of that is when you go to speed test, or you have a torrent download, or you use some other download utility that establishes multiple connections to the server, it will actually use the full bandwidth that you have on both of your connections. So today, we're going to talk about the Peplink Balance One. This is a nifty little device developed by a company named Peplink. And what it's designed to do is it is designed to bond both of your internet connections together and essentially load balance connections across both of those internet connections. And so that becomes a nice thing to have, especially when you have a household or a business where you have tons of users online. It'll just automatically balance those connections based upon the bandwidth that you have on each connection, and it does it intelligently, and you can get real-time updates on exactly what is happening with your two internet connections. So in my case, I have two cable modem connections. One is a 60 megabit connection, and the other one is a 100 megabit connection. So combined, you would think that I would have 160 megabits, but with overhead, I actually get a little bit more. I get about 200 megabits per second when I connect a Peplink Balance One to both cable modems. And it's been very, very reliable for me for the past year or so. I'm going to take you kind of through the site a little bit. You can go to peplink.com. And the reason that I chose the Balance One is because it has a CPU that is capable of doing 600 megabits per second of throughput. And that's actually can be important for some of those folks in other parts of the United States that have Verizon Fios, because you're actually getting more than 600 megabits throughput in some cases, you lucky ducks, to your house. So the Peplink Balance One may not be the right device for that particular use case. But for those of us who live in urban areas that don't have that kind of capacity, or that don't have Verizon Fios or Google Fiber deployed, this is a great option, and it can provide up to 600 megabits of throughput without maxing out the device's capabilities. It has dual WAN support, so in this case you can connect two WAN devices on this particular Peplink, and you see in the picture here it's WAN 1 and WAN 2, and then you have 4 LAN connections, and my assumption here would be that most folks would connect up a switch, some kind of managed switch, or maybe even an unmanaged switch, to LAN 1 and then plug their devices in. But you could connect 4 devices directly to this if you wanted to. It does have some enterprise features, has quality of service, it has remote VPN. The particular model that I purchased does not have the dual band 11 AC Wi-Fi. I actually run a couple of Asus products for that. And it does have the ability to fail over to an LTE device. So if both of your WAN connections go offline, it can connect. You can connect like your Verizon MiFi to the device, though I personally don't do that. I'm not looking to get overages on the MiFi, especially since I have a lot of IoT devices connected on my Wi-Fi. So it's a very, very interesting device. It's at a price point that is a little bit more expensive than your average AC wireless router, but I think for the capabilities that it gives you, it does a pretty good job. It doesn't have it does have a firewall, but it doesn't have the logging that one would think in the firewall, but it does an adequate job, and I've tested it on a couple of external sites, and it seems to do just fine. You have port forwarding capability and all those types of things. So let's go ahead and take a look at my speed test, and as you can see here, you know, I'm getting 201 megabits down and 5.46 up, though I should be getting about 10. I'm not sure why I'm not today, but that's what the Peplink does for me. So once again, I have a 100 megabit connection and I have a 60 megabit connection, and with speed test I'm showing 201.09. Let's take a look at the web interface. So when you get into the Peplink, the first thing that you're going to see in most cases is the dashboard, and basically what the dashboard is going to show you is you have two WAN devices connected and you have your LAN interface. So as you can see here, I have two devices that are connected. I can click on details if I want to, and it will show me all the details. It also shows you what your current throughput is and what your CPU load is, and that becomes important if you actually do have cable connections or even a fiber connection that can push that 600 megabit connectivity. And so you have your CPU load, you have your download, and your upload throughput. And that's basically what the dashboard is going to show you. The setup wizard, I'm not going to take you through that. That's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to click on network here. These will show you what your network settings are. And they have something called Pep VPN and IPsec VPN, so you have that built into the device if you want to use VPN. Of course, you have port forwarding. It also has UPnP and Nat PMP enabled by default, so you don't have to screw around. For those of us that have an Xbox, you don't have to mess around, open up a bunch of ports and try and figure all that out. This has been pretty rock solid. You also have Nat Mappings if you want to do those things, and quality of service. The quality of service is actually a pretty interesting thing. You can group clients and then set up bandwidth control based on the client groups. Very, very interesting. I personally don't use it because I use this at home, but here's bandwidth control right here. You can set individual bandwidth limits, and that seems to work very well, at least when I tested it out. And then, of course, you have your firewall, you have your access rules here, and you have your content blocking here. And you have lots of content blocking that you can do, and you can assign content blocking to specific user groups if you want to do that. So that's the kind of the business end of the Peplink Balance One. Like I said, for most of you who purchase this device, you're just going to want to use it to bond your internet connections. A lot of folks that purchase this device don't have high bandwidth connections. They actually have lower bandwidth connections. They want to take a couple of DSL modems, for example, and they want to combine, say, a 10 megabit with another 10 megabit, or even a 10 megabit with a 5 megabit. And this is actually more horsepower than you need even for that. Let's go take a look at the more interesting parts. This is one of the things that I like to keep up on one of my screens all day when I'm using this particular device. And like I said, I don't have the access point, so I'm not going to show you that. But if we go to System or Status, you're going to see here that you can see what kind of active sessions you have, how many outbound sessions, how many inbound sessions, how many clients, top clients you have, and how many sessions they have connected. You can do a client list here. You can also do a real-time bandwidth. So it shows you what your aggregated transfer is, so what your combined transfer, upload and download is, and it will show you what's going on with each WAN interface. And this is actually a really nice thing to have. I like to know what's going on with my internet connections. I like to keep it up on a monitor somewhere, or even on a TV someplace, just so I know what's happening. And as you can see, there's not a whole lot going on right now. But if I were to run a speed test, which I'll do again, and I go back to the Peplink web admin interface, you'll see that all this will spike here pretty quickly, and it looks like it just did. So it just spiked up to 80. Now we're up to 200 megabits, 204, and you can see here that it's showing you the aggregated transfer, and then it's showing you the transfer on each WAN interface. And as stated, you get about 60 on one, and you get about 100 on the other. And so that shows you the speed test. And as you can see, I just click start, and this updated pretty quickly. So that is that's the cool part about the Peplink Balance One. You can go to hourly, and it will show you hourly interface graphs. You can see daily, and you can do monthly. If we go back to network real quick, and we look at, you can look at WAN 1, for example. The interesting thing about when you're setting up your WAN connections is you have the ability to define your upload and download bandwidth, and you can select that if you wanted to, which I never do because I don't want anybody pinging me, and I don't want my devices responding to ICMP. But if you wanted to, you can enable that, and you can select whether your connection is an always on or if it's a backup. So you don't have to run both your connections at the same time. You can run one as your primary, leave the other one disabled, and if the primary goes down, it will automatically fail over to the backup, which is pretty cool. Some other things that you can do is that we'll do a host health check, which means that I can ping, a DNS server every 10 seconds, or it'll time out after 10 seconds. It'll ping it every 60 seconds. It tries 3 times before it actually downs that interface and reroutes all the traffic to the other interface. And then for those of you who live in countries where there are download limitations, or even some services in the US have download limitations, right? You can set a monthly allowance on your Peplink, and it will send you an email when you are getting close to that monthly allowance, so you know how much data has transited your interfaces. Now, keep in mind that this is what's going on with the Peplink. This doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to match up with your ISP's measurements, but they should be fairly close. And if it turns out that they don't match up exactly, you can, instead of saying 200 gigs a monthly allowance, you can lower this to 100 gigs or 150 or even 180, whatever you want to do there. So this is a nice little thing right here, especially for those of you who want to know, you don't want to breach that connectivity limit or that download limit and then get charged extra from your ISP. In terms of, it does do dynamic DNS, so if you have dyndns.org or some other place like that where you're doing dynamic DNS, this has the ability to update DNS records. And you can select, you can have a DNS record for each interface if you want, or you can just have one updated if you have a VPN set up, or if you have port forwarding to one of your machines inside your network. This will do that. So this is just a short kind of summary on what the Peplink Balance One does. There's another product out there that doesn't cost quite as much that I'll be talking about in the next few days that kind of does the same exact thing. It has a little bit more logging, but this little piece of hardware is really simple to use. You basically just plug your WAN interfaces in, you plug your LAN interface in, and it's been rock solid. I have not had this thing go down on me one time. And Peplink has been really fantastic about making sure that they do firmware updates, for either features or bug fixes or security fixes. This isn't going to be a device that you purchase and then you don't see a firmware upgrade for years, if at all, unlike some other other companies out there. So, like I said, this is just kind of a high level, a 30,000 foot view of what this does. And if you want something that will bond your internet connectivity and provide some reasonable type of failover, this is definitely the device to have.